I just heard a whistle. I don't know if it came from my headset or I heard it in real life.
It might have been a real life thing because I didn't hear a whistle.
Hmm?
I didn't hear a whistle.
I may be losing the plot. That may also be another option.
I mean, we are recording a podcast at 3 minutes to 1 on the Sunday morning.
And
So, you know, it's how it works. I believe that's Snow White and the Huntsman on in the background in the tiniest map that we could see. And if a heat map
that's like
happens, that's a
that's like
problem.
the worst film ever, by the way.
What, Snow White and the Huntsman?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't know.
It's like Polar Express, not Polar Express.
Yeah, actually, take that back. Polar Express is
Yeah, Polar Express was good.
serviceable.
What was the one with the Golden Compass? That's freaking horrible.
I've never watched Golden Compass.
That's because you have a fear of bears in armor.
No, because I'm watching his Dark Materials at the moment, and you know it does have the armored bear, but luckily he's not in it all the time, so it's fine. Uh, yeah, his Dark Materials is pretty good. I like it.
I've never watched it, to be honest. I was
I,
gonna watch the Dark Crystal remake on Netflix, and I watched the first episode, and it was like, nope.
that we did watch one episode of
Yeah, I watched
with
one
you. It's just
episode,
like,
and it was like, no. And then I saw the older version, and like the original version of it,
yeah.
on a few days later on TV, and I just looked at it and went, again, nope.
Well, yeah, I guess on the thing with Dark Crystal, technically impressive. I mean, it's just like an entirely puppeteered thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
it does
whole
have CG in,
the whole
especially in
thing
Age
of
of
it, yes,
Resistance, but
it is the way it's filmed and everything else. Yes, I say it's good. The story in it is not something I can get that well. I think the story is better off in the books because I believe it
mm,
is a book. I'm pretty sure I've read
um,
part of
th-
it.
th- there's there's probably stuff in it.
I'm pretty sure I've read something very similar to the story of the Dark Crystal.
Yeah. While you do that, I will enter the introduction. This is the Immaterial Gamers podcast. I believe I'm looking at the camera. If not, I don't know. Maybe I'll do this. This is the Immaterial Gamers podcast. I'm looking at the camera. It's a joke. Anyway, and
Yeah,
we've
the
got the
Dark
funny thing.
Crystal is a thing like Shadows of the Dark Crystal, Flames of the Dark Crystal, Tide of the Dark Crystal, Song of the Dark Crystal. So there is Dark Crystal things out there, and the world of the Dark Crystal is the thing the original film was based on, or the book is originally based on the film. One of them, because
Yeah.
it has some of the images some of the characters that are on the front of it are very similar to the characters in the film.
Mhm. Yeah, fair enough. So, yeah, Immaterial Gamers podcast. We got Steph, we got Ryan, and you may be asking the question, right? You've just spent the first 5 minutes talking about the Dark Crystal. How's that anything to do with a video gaming podcast? Well, fool on you. In the Microsoft Store, there is a Jim Henson's Dark Crystal Tactics game. So,
Oh God, even more reason never to watch it.
I was about to say, is if that game's controlled by puppets, then wait, no, we control them.
See, it's not like even I can say I'm scared of puppets or anything. God, I'm basically a puppeteer. Yes. I am the secret behind the Emmy, and I just pull the strings and no one notices.
Yes, the secret, the true project lead of Immaterial Gamers. Ah,
That's a
credits
lie.
are rolling. Perfect.
My name's in them credits too.
Yeah, yeah. So Jesus. So we're recording this late on the Sunday morning or early on the Sunday morning, late on the Saturday evening.
And I have my
Um,
spoons.
yeah, Steph has his spoons because we have just wrapped up on the If you're listening to this on the podcast, I'm sorry.
I'm not.
It's Steph. You should figure this out by now. I mean, at that point, you've heard Steph playing with the spoons. You've just went, stop. Uh,
I'm leaving.
yeah.
I'm leaving. Even I'm leaving.
Wow. Yeah. Steph just listen to it back on playback and just like, oh my god, these spoons.
Going
I'm
home.
gone. Bye. But no, we just wrapped up our first real video game challenge with consequences, and you will find that out tomorrow because this will have come out on Tuesday. If you've listened to it straight away or watched it straight away,
And all you get to know is the spoons.
the spoons.
That's the best part of it, by the way.
There's the spoons, and one of them may have just lost theirs. Um. So yeah, Steph, how's it been going this week?
To be honest, I don't even know where this week's gone.
Hmm.
Um, I went out with my mum because basically we're back in tier 3. We're no longer in complete lockdown.
Yep.
Um,
Do you wanna announce it or shall I?
well,
We do it. Vaccine, motherfuckers.
I'm still a little bit fingy with that.
Hmm.
You make a vaccine and you speed it up so much that you basically push test it.
Hmm.
And it kind of feels like they may have skipped phases to get it out quicker.
Uh,
Which I'm assuming I would assume something like this you would need to skip some bits.
it's less skipping and more overlapping phases. Is
Yeah, true.
apparently what's happened. Additionally, the whole mRNA system that's being used has been in development as a blank vaccine for decades.
Do you
So it's
know
just
for
like, oh,
coming
we've got an
in and
excuse to use this now.
do you know for coming in and out? I believe it's both in and out. Manchester
Mm.
Airport, the owners of Manchester Airport, who own a few other airports, are doing testing for in and out.
Yeah.
For anyone flying in and anyone flying out.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, it's only the ones that the people at Manchester Airport own, and that does not include the biggest airport in our country. And it's like, yeah, let's not test anyone coming in or out of London.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't include Heathrow, the world's second most busiest airport.
Yeah.
That'll be a tough thing to put on ITV these days. I've watched a couple of those episodes. They're all right every now and again. It's just like, oh yeah, here comes a couple of people checking safety on runways in Heathrow, Manchester's busiest airport. Wow, it's late.
Manchester.
World's busiest airport.
But what we don't know, it floats above Manchester on its flying aeropad.
Welcome to the flying helicarrier Heathrow.
Just wait till Musk gets his shit his craft in. No, the ones you're gonna have to basically go to the harbour, get a boat to it, and then from there, your next trip to New York will take about 2 hours.
Oh, good,
Hey, it's better than 12.
good. I mean, it probably takes 4 minutes 20 seconds if he gets a hold of it anymore.
Oh no, he's already said
Lays it speeds.
for the way they want it built. You're basically going out to a launch pad in the middle of the ocean,
Hmm.
and then you're getting rocketed up to the atmosphere, and then you're using the atmosphere to catapult you around the world to get to your destination.
Nice.
So a 12-hour flight becomes something like 2 or 3 hours. But the thing is how do you land that? Are you landing it back on a platform in the middle of the ocean then for me to ferry into New York?
Yeah.
And what customs do I go through? Do I go through like customs for a
International
plane,
waters, isn't it?
or do I go from like customs for a? Is he gonna have his own little yard for it with his own passport control? This is for SpaceX travel around the Earth.
Oh
Anyone
God,
on a
yeah.
anyone who actually come on a boat, please go to the gate down there. This is only for people who landed in the spacecraft.
Yeah. God, Elon Musk. Sometimes can be an absolute idiot. I mean, for every Dragon X, there's a whatever the hell he's named his child.
I don't even know what his name is, child.
Ether 42X.
He named him. He named him the square root of pi. Not a
E
point.
Yeah, E equals MC squared 3.142 recurring.
Yeah. I did read something about Elon Musk today, actually.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what it was about. What was it about? Can I get it back on my phone? 'Cause I'm sure that's where I
Okay.
read it from.
While you do
Clear
that,
all
go look at some gaming news. We don't usually do this often enough anymore. This one from NME seems funny.
that. Mm.
So Larian Studios, they're making Baldur's Gate 3. Something that we should probably do maybe the next RPN afterwards is if we've all got it, play Divinity Original Sin 2.
I don't think I've got it. I can't find
I'm
the thing I read
I'm
earlier.
sure I'm sure I can get you a copy. It'll be
I may
easy
have
enough.
found it on Facebook.
But I mean, if well, that actually just thought also if we're going to be, this is no guarantee, but if we're going to be streaming more, maybe that's sort of games that we can just throw in there.
And anyone who did watch Mud Runners, I apologize. You did not be able to hear me and Ryan, I
Yeah,
believe.
you didn't hear our beautiful voices. You heard
You,
Terry's
you,
beautiful voice.
you got to hear me in the next two, though.
So in Teamfight Tactics and Raft, which is what we streamed
Yes.
on Thursday past, then yeah, that was great. But no, that's the Mud Runners. It's a bit of a shame because we came up with our great catchphrase that was used for any excuse for getting stuck anywhere, which is just 1600 liters, bro.
I didn't let logs be my excuse.
Oh, I believe yours was just
Bye.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, let's all
Bye.
work together. So we'll struggle to lug our fuel
We'll work
tanker over
together.
so you can
You've left,
refuel, and you'll just
but
be
at the beginning it was you've left me behind, and then at
yeah.
the end of it, and then when we get to the thing, it goes like I think Stefan's stuck in the river. I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm off."
Yeah, he says that slingshot can be. It's almost it is one of those bad timing statements. It's like he is never getting past us. He just got past us, hasn't he?
Went pastures, went pastures, went back to the place we met, back to the yard, changed all my thing to go get logs, and then started unlocking the map for us while getting logs.
Yeah, you did. You unlocked a few watch points. It was all good.
I'm going
Um,
to unlock the world, baby.
yeah.
So, where were we?
Technical difficulties. You were talking about coptering and how it changed.
Oh, cop. Yeah. Um. Well, let's put it this way: you can't do it anymore.
No.
Well, you can, and you can't. Seeing that Warframe now has stances in for the weapons,
Yeah.
and depending on the stance, depends on the type of swing and everything else you do. Because
Mhm.
some weapons can only swing downwards, some are more stabby motions, some are less of a like twirl thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can still do capturing and a farm with most weapons.
Mm. Just it's not as big a thing now because what they sort of removed from coptering, they added absolutely everywhere else in
Yeah,
the whole mobility
they, they
2.0.
kept they kept it to be honest, and just made it into bullet jump.
Yeah, and brought a lot more
Yeah.
onwards. I mean, we was playing the old Warframe. I remember getting frustrated by my frames not doing the wall run
Oh,
because of
trying to do the
how you
wall
had
run at the
to.
beginning. Yeah, you had to like push your character to the side as well as go
Yeah,
forward. That was it. Was no, it wasn't even like that, was it? It was. It
I think
was
it
a
was worse. You had to
weird
sort of
thing.
jump onto the wall in order to wall run.
Yeah,
and it just led to players getting frustrated of just bouncing off the wall, and
It
then
was like the thing you had to get the speed up first and then jump onto the walls to keep running.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, they got rid of that completely now, haven't they? The wall running.
Yeah, because it's just sort of like wall jumping,
Yeah, I think that
which
would still be a good thing to probably kept in it. To be honest,
yeah, just it didn't work
it
in that time.
there was bugs to it, and I just think they couldn't be asked trying to fix it, and just kind of went, there you go. We'll just put this new mechanic instead. I have to admit, bullet jumping has probably been one of the best things they've ever done to that game. See, the only thing I dislike now at the minute about Warframe is melee is the go-to damage.
Hmm.
Not many guns, to be honest. I say not many guns. There's hardly any guns that can keep up with melee damage.
Hmm.
Just isn't. And the guns that can keep up are either vaulted or just so annoying because you have to farmer them so much just to get to that standard. A lot of people just don't want to spend the time.
Hmm. Yeah.
But I do think they need to boost up some of the DPS weaponry. Not swords or daggers or any of that. The melee weapons fine. You need buff up your pistols, buff up your normal. When I can go into a mission and two hit a guy with cleavers, but I need to put about 2 rounds, 2 magazines into them, and they're still not dead, I'm just gonna go bugger this. It's easier for me to just go slash done.
Yeah.
And they can't really turn around and go, well, that's because guns are like the thing. I've seen people, I know people who, well, there's quite a few of us that play Warframe, and there's some people that rely so much on the Warframe abilities, they can't play supported.
Gunplay.
They can't do the gunplay or the weaponry because their whole Warframe, the whole build for them is how strong is my ability, how long does it last, and how much is it costing me.
Hmm.
Well, I'm a very balanced player. I like to think
Okay.
I will use. I will learn. I would look at. I look at builds, and I've been doing this quite a lot on the. I forgot what it's called. The site I'm using. The builds I'm using on the Warframe overframe.gg build
Hmm.
slash builds. I'm looking at builds on that, and I read what people put on it. Like, where I did this build to use this mechanic for this character,
Yeah.
and it's like I like the way a lot of them works. Like I looked at one for let's see if I can find one which I've still got up at the minute. I'm sure I've still got him here. Where are you? I may have just got rid of it just not long ago. Um, I forgot the Warframe's name. The dead Warframe, the one who brings back the dead,
Net
Netcross.
cross. Yeah.
I've looked at Netcross builds, and I have a Netcross build now, which basically it's like I never saw the point of casting Fear, but now I know Fear can strip her armor off. I never knew Fear can actually do. It's not actually there's things abilities do that are actually in the lining for the. Oh, it'll just cause fear and make your enemies run. Melee kill people. There's mods in Warframe that I really never knew about. Where it's like there's ones where the more damage you take, the tankier you become, and
Oh yeah.
you become more immune to certain like damages because that damage is the thing that's mainly be done to you.
Hmm.
Do you remember the endurance test, which none of us could do?
Hmm.
I sat there with my Necross, This is my tank. This is my tank slash. I have 3 builds on my Necros. One which I personally made myself,
Mm.
which is basically I made. I say personally made myself. It is I made it myself with the way I wanted him to be. A tank with the mods I had come at the time was tank health because I use desecrate, and I use a desecrate where it's not using my mana, it's using my health. And it was
Mm.
a really old build that I was using because it was one of the meta builds for him at the time. It's like a good 4 years old now, I think.
Okay.
And I just literally scrapped that recently because I've got it now. My Necros has so much health, and with the armor, he can sit there on the endurance platform with all the lasers shooting at you and take no health damage. He just sits there, takes no damage at all, and completes it. And that's only because one mod for every bit of source of that damage, which is I think it's like it does punch through damage or whatever damage it does, slash or whatever the lasers.
Mm.
I basically got 90% reduction to that, and because things kept coming to me and dying still, and my desecrate was popping out health orbs, I was basically healing more than I was anything else. So I just stood
Mhm.
there and did it within seconds. Where in the past we've struggled so much with it. It's like now
Yeah.
I'm doing the arena, and I play with randoms. I play with a lot of randoms. I have quite a few random friends in Warframe, and I've had times where I'm playing with some of yous, and I get messages off them. Can you give me a hand doing this? And they got me to give them a hand in the steel path on Earth to take out the jackhammer things.
Mm.
Are they called jackhammers or whatever they're called? I'm sure the jackhammers, the tanks that are on the planes.
It's something like that.
And oh my god, I thought at this point I was building for the steel path. I had weaponry, I had frames that could quite easily solo certain missions.
Mm.
I thought, oh, it's not going to be hard. I
Tusk
can do,
thumpers.
yes, tongues. Oh my god, do not fight them in, what do you call it? Steel path.
Okay.
I pulled out everything I had on it. And I mean everything. The only thing it couldn't do is kill me. I couldn't kill it. Yet the 2 people, we were there for about an hour. And I
Mm.
think we got it to about half health.
Oh God.
We took all the armor on its legs out and just kept shooting after that. But because I don't know how we did so little damage, and because melee does so little to them regardless,
Mm.
because it's melee's not as accurate as a gun. So like, there is some things I believe you can't do with melee. It's like you can't take out Juggernaut melee.
Mm.
There's certain things you cannot take out with melee, and that's one of them things I'd say you can take out with melee. It just won't be as quick as just shooting it. And there's other things that come in place with it. It's like I'm shooting rockets at his leg, yet it'll only take the impact as damage. It won't take the radius explosion as damage, and that annoyed me a bit, to be honest. But we went because when he first sent us to it, he sent us to Earth normal, and I literally flew up to one with my arc wings on, and just shot it, and it basically blew up within about 5 minutes. And then we went still path, and then an hour later we're there, and it's barely half a health. And it was like, what? We're not. And I think after a bit, it just disappeared.
Seems
We
just
took
like
that long, it just went bugger this and buggered off itself.
I'm done. Peace.
Yeah, I'm out of bullets. Bye.
Ah.
At
Ah.
one point, I think we ended up just pulling out our I forgot what they're called. The mech units. I ended up
Oh.
pulling. I ended up
Necromex.
I pulled out my necromech, which at that point I hadn't built that for Steel Path. I'm still currently in the middle of farming it and leveling it and farming it and leveling it. But they've just put out new mods, so I'm trying to get a build for it that will be quite well. And I've got the new mech as well that's just come out. I'm still trying to unlock its weapon because it's almost impossible. It's annoying me.
Mm.
But I haven't just unlocked the new one, so I'm trying to avoid using that one for now until the first one's ready for Steel Path. But even with that, I I still have the guns that was on it was still set for Steel Path. So I always equip the heavy gun I will use for land heavy gun because you can use them in missions.
Mm.
Even they didn't even put a scratch in it basically. But the one good thing is when you're using the mech, the you don't have bullets. It just the gun just recharges basically. Your bullets slowly come back. So I didn't have to sit there and go, I need ammo, I need ammo, I need ammo. But yeah, it took I think one whole day cycle, and then after a bit it just disappeared. And we just couldn't kill it. There's no way we're killing that. I don't even want to try the Eidolon Steel Path at this point
No.
because I have definitely not got my operator ready for Steel Path. I still need a lot of the arcanes. I still need to do the obsidian. Obsidian? It's not even obsidian. Um, the new mission thing where you need to have unlocked every single planet and every single node. Aberrations. That's it.
Ah.
I still need to do aberrations quite a bit, and there's still mods in that I need. There's still a mod in arena that I need for one of my new item builds I'm trying to do. But with 0.2% chance.
You'll be
I,
there for a while.
yeah, I think I'll be there more longer than a while. But
Eternity? Is that?
I might as well be.
I mean, you've provided me with enough segues, by the way, as we went from the Warframe story to story time with Steph, which is nice.
And it's all
But
about Warframe.
you said Obsidian and then Eternity, and for those who have got the Epic Store, and for those who, you know, deal with the disgrace of having it in their account, I believe that's what we're supposed to be told, aren't we? Epic are
What,
the
the Epic Star?
Epic are bad guys. I mean, okay, yeah, I get it.
Right now, Rockstar's the bad guys. For what they've done to Red Dead Redemption.
Hmm.
I think I tried mentioning this to you last week or something. Um, they've got rid of the main way to make money in Red Dead Redemption Online.
This is sounding very GTA like.
But when they did that, they added things to GTA. And it was like every fan of Red Dead Redemption just went, "What? You've just taken the main way to make money, which was basically whatever bike heist or whatever it was in Red Dead Redemption 2. I still want to play that game. And I don't know any of the story of it, which I'm happy about. I will get it at some point. And I
Hmm.
will be playing it.
I think from what it sounded like, the story of Red Dead Redemption 2 is go online.
No, I will complete the story. I loved number one. Number one was awesome. And I did like the online features on number one, strangely enough. I did do a lot of the what was a lot of them was basically the main thing I used to like about the online for Red Dead Redemption, the first one,
Mm.
was when you used to get the ones where it was like you versus each other, two groups versus each other. Because they used to be on one of the maps, it was like a gold mine, and one of you is on top of a hill and one of you is in like the mine area itself.
Mm.
Um, well, I don't think that's the gold mine. I think that might have been like just a campsite or whatever. And I used to find where like the edges of the map were, where you could get to and pull out snipers. I was a crack shot on Red Dead Redemption number 1 with snipers. If you ask some of my friends who used to play with me, they hated playing with me. Because let's say if we just wanted to just wander the map online together, we'll go wandering the map. And remember in number 1, there was the bridge you could cross, the railway bridge. Did you ever play number 1?
No.
Okay, in number 1, there was 3 ways to get away, to get over the river that split the map up.
Right.
There was the main two cross bridge for on foot or on horse. There was another one with train, but you could still walk across it. You just had to hopefully the train doesn't come along and hit you.
Yeah.
I used to run across that as fast as I could, jump off my horse, sit on top of the hill, and snipe my mates who were coming up. Boom, 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 and then watch them try sniping me back and fail.
Oh dear.
I'll be looking down my scope, watching them look at me, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" They're going, "I'm gonna kill you," and then I'll just move to the side as I'm still looking at them and go, "Poof, poof, done."
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't think I could do that on PC. I have to admit, since I've moved to PC gaming, my accuracy for games like that, no.
Way down.
Compared to people, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather play them all on Mario Kart 64. I know for a fact I have a lot better of a chance.
Fair dues. Going back to Epic, their freebies. So when this podcast comes out in 2 days afterwards, Epic's way of celebrating the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 is to give away 2 unrelated RPGs for free.
Oh, I was looking at. See, I was looking at the one that was free for this week.
Cave Story Plus.
Yes, and I just saw the first image of it and just went, no.
No. Okay, fair enough. And Pillars of Eternity is not.
I
Pillars of
looked at that
Eternity
and read some of the things of it, and I just went, no.
Tyranny. Tyranny is the one you want.
I've not actually looked at that yet, strange enough.
Tyranny, like I say, I've mentioned this in one of the earlier podcasts. Tyranny is the RPG that starts where the bad guys have already won.
I have seen this, I believe.
Kairos.
The first thing I did, though, was look if it was multiplayer.
It's not. They're single player experiences.
And I think that was something that kind of put me off it a little bit more.
That's why you should look at Divinity. Because they're like co-op RPGs. And they're so free-flowing that you could troll your mates. So I think I mentioned this one when me and Martin played on the PS4. And while I was sat there having conversations with NPCs, because unless you both interact with the same NPC at the same time, they can still go about their business. So I'm trying to speak to this NPC, and Martin's just shoving every box he can find into my inventory. And then, just for good measure as well, inside those boxes, he's putting in boxes. Just
By the
boxes
way,
of boxes.
I love the fact Xbox already released the advertisement for Cyberpunk for the Xbox.
Yeah, with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. And it's like the game's not even out yet. You're promoting something that's not out yet and telling them they can get it at Stars. No, you can pre-order it in Stars. Don't be telling them you can get it.
Yeah. What other news have we got? Let's see, because we're running at. Let's take away about what do you say, about 3 to 5 minutes for the technical issue.
Yeah,
So
who's
about 40 minutes.
winning on the console wars?
Nintendo. I don't know. If you mean talking about this brand new generation, I believe it is, and this is a shocker considering how many people can't
It's
get said
PlayStation,
console.
isn't it?
I think it's the PS5.
Yeah.
See, but no one's actually saying. I mean, I don't know how those numbers can come up, considering everyone I've heard, hasn't got one.
I've seen people asking where to get things, but it's like I've seen people going like, "I'm getting it for my nephew,"
Mm.
and it's like, why would you buy your nephew something that expensive? I'd get it my own kids. Don't get me wrong. If I had kids, I'd buy it for my own kids, and the first thing would be is it's mine.
Yeah. You're not the only one who said this. I think I was speaking to Dee about it yesterday. Who was saying there's like their Dee's friend Matt was saying, oh, what console can we like get for a 3-year-old or 4-year-old? And like, whatever the fuck he gets. I mean, to be honest, and I mean, I did then talk, about my own privilege. When I was 3 or 4 years old, I had a Sega Mega Drive, which at the time would have been,
Okay, I've
you know,
looked at figures sold.
sold. Is
Yeah,
it units sold? Because that's not necessarily the same as.
yeah, it says units sold.
Okay, we'll go with it for the lack of any other info.
Apparently, Sony has sold somewhere between this. It's not giving an accurate number. 1.2 million to 1.5 million units.
Mm.
Um, in total on its 2 launch days. Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S
Mm.
did 1.2 million to 1.4 million sold.
Right. The
Um,
discrepancy is based on sort of what actually arrived as opposed to it was like an infection rate. So yeah. I mean, I guess based on this, something that's on it. Xbox advertising doesn't seem to be happening. We've got one in the UK. We've got one advert for the Xbox.
the
We
only
don't take it, but we take away the Cyberpunk advert. The one that actually
one
promotes
with
it.
FIFA.
No, rather than just that promote the games themselves, one that actually promotes the console. Xbox have got one more than Sony on that actually, because I don't think Sony have actually advertised the console. They've added games for it. It's the one advert with Daniel Kaluuya sat on a couch and then ends up in the Halo universe, which I find pretty funny considering Halo's been delayed. But don't tell
Yeah, but
Microsoft.
the thing I've noticed with Sony's advertisements, especially in the UK,
Mm,
most of the advertisements with Spider-Man and with saying things like say play together, play better.
mm,
And that'll be like advertising the game for Spider-Man and the console.
mm.
And that's even on buses. I've seen it at bus stops. I've seen it on billboards.
Well,
Um,
yeah, that's what I was about to sort of get to as well.
Sony seems to
Sony are
have a
heavy on
large
their print media
yes,
as opposed to like actual TV advertising. I mean, that being
but even
said,
then, I still see a few adverts for PlayStation. I have to admit, I've seen a lot more for Xbox than I have PlayStation. I don't think I've seen one PlayStation advert, but you are talking to someone who doesn't really watch much tele.
yeah, as someone who sort of keeps their eye on their adverts and stuff, and who had a hobby a couple of years ago of finding really bad adverts and ranting about them, that like personally, from the personal experience, there hasn't, like I say, and what you've said, there are lots of adverts for games that would be available on the PS5, but I can't think of an advert advertising the PS5 itself. Whereas Xbox has got one, which they managed to get a Hollywood actor for. So
Well, would you say one?
one.
Okay, according to this, they do have an advert in the UK, which is PlayStation 5. Play has no limit, and I have seen this advert, but I don't remember when I've seen it because I'm watching it right now. And I just saw the beginning of it, and I know for a fact I've seen that, and it's just around a minute, just over a minute long.
Wait, hold on. With the sorry, that's real like podcast viewing. We'll just but yeah, it's the one with like various games coming together and
Yeah, I feel like I have seen that, yet it's really not stuck into my head.
actually no, I've not. No,
You not seen it?
no.
I know I have, but for the channels I have been watching recently, I doubt they would have been on that because some of the programs I've been watching recently you would not put for like people my age.
Okay, then, fair enough. What other? We've got one last one then to wrap this up because the console wars are hotting up. When they have consoles that we can buy that aren't 3 times the price because some bot has bought it to put on eBay. Um,
I
we'll
love
go
all the
further on
people
that.
that are sat there just slagging people off for that. Oh, I'm trying to buy it for my kid and you've bought far. Maybe you should have pre-ordered it if you wanted it for your kid then. Just
Oh,
like they pre-ordered far of them.
yeah, but the problem is they got bots to pre-order the consoles as well, though. So,
Not everyone that did that.
well, scalpers are scalpers, and that's sort of as it is. But
So if I had the money, I would have ordered from almost anywhere I could have ordered from. I would have pre-ordered on Amazon. I would have pre-ordered from Game. I would have pre-ordered from HMV. Anywhere would sell the console, I would pre-order it. I'd pre-order it from PC World. I'd pre-order. I'd pre-order it from every single place. Because Amazon, stop. Thank you.
anyway,
Um, I would
as a
have
guest
pre-ordered
star,
if I had the money. I'd pre-order it from all these places because a lot of them had it as one pre-order per person
mm.
because they knew for a fact it would be a very big thing because they did it last year with PlayStation. Well, not last year, but when PS4 came out,
Mm.
it was one pre-order per customer. So all these people have done is basically because they couldn't have gone into the same store and go, "There's my 4 receipts for it,"
Mm.
because then they've technically broke the rule for the start. The whole thing of you can only pre-order one unless they've got it for different stores. So I'll go into this game, now I'll go into the game down here, now I'll go into the game just like half a mile that way. It's
The
kind of
PS5s there. All I'm gonna say at
you
the end of
think that's
this
my
is
bed? No, it's not. It's just boxes.
yeah. I was about to say all I
I
was gonna
sleep
say
on
is that
boxes.
PS5 troubles are the reason why Loading Ready Run hasn't done the sequel to the infamous 3 PS3 sketch,
But
5 PS5s.
I loved, I loved the whole thing of eBay telling people stop scamming people, and the picture the news used for eBay telling this was a picture of a PlayStation for sale, and in the title it says PlayStation 5 picture only for sale. And it's like, that's not a scam. Just read it. It's a scam if it says PS5 for sale and then in the small little bits at the bottom it says picture only. It's like selling furniture and you put the site, you never get to see the scale of it next to a person.
Yeah. No, I can understand where you're coming from, but sorry, no picture of a PS5 is worth the £1,000 buy it now price tag the
No,
seller has
they didn't
put on
have it
that.
as a buy it now, from what I remember.
Oh, they put
It
it as
was
a
just bids
fucking
only,
bid.
and people were bidding for it.
Yeah, but I guess that I mean you are exploiting stupidity at that point. But
Wait, does it? Isn't that what everyone who sells stuff does?
good question, and good question. And that's a question that we will answer another time.
This is what all I have to say is Del Boy's taught me well.
Okay. Oh, good. Because
I
Del
go
Boy
sell
would
things.
tell you.
I go sell things on the market.
Because Del Boy would tell you to like, share, and subscribe this podcast, and listen to it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and wherever your podcasts are served, including iHeartRadio for that one
Do you know
podcast.
something? I would love if they did a Christmas special of Only Fools and Horses.
Now.
Yeah, they're doing Vicar of Dibley. Why not Only Fools and Horses?
Oh, thanks for reminding me of that. What will happen this time? Will Dawn French jump into increasingly larger puddles, and then one of them will actually be an ice flow?
Well, it's gonna be done
They're
like it was in
lockdowns,
lockdown.
aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Sorry, not a fan.
Oh,
Not a
yeah.
fan.
I'm not a fan of football, but I sat there this morning complaining. Well, I say this morning, this evening, complaining about it. About all it is now is there's more drama in football than there is in Coronation Street, EastEnders, and Emmerdale combined.
Ooh.
and
Ooh. And
I was like, you go back 20 years, at the end of the match, it'll be all covered in mud. Half of them will be like, got little bits of cuts and bruises all over them, and they'll all be fucking fine. Now it's,
uh,
oh my god, he touched me, I can't move anymore. 2 minutes later, I'm good. Well, I thought you broke your ankle. No, I'm alright. But you
well,
sat there holding your ankle like you might as well just flung your foot off.
the magic sponge, it helped.
You mean the guy comes along and goes, stretch it. Oh, you're good now.
Yeah.
But I
So-
hit my ankle, not my knee.
Oh, good. Right, so we're gonna wrap this up because I think we're going delusional now at
I'm
5 to
not
2
going
in the morning.
delusional.
No, you can't go delusional if you already are. Um,
This is my
yeah,
daytime.
we're gonna take our football rants and PS5 pre-orders, and we're gonna go and sell something on eBay. So until next time,
Before I get a load of comments in the thing, I have not got a load of PS5s.
yeah, no,
And
it
I'm not
doesn't,
selling them to you cheap if I did.
and I don't have a PS5 either. It doesn't fit under the tree. So yeah, right. Until next time, everyone. Goodbye.
Nah.
Is that our stinger? Is that what you're going to use as?
Kill the
Sorry.
Rumbers. By the way, I have found pictures of Rumbers from America that people have armed with handguns, machine guns, and claymores. And that's the end. And that's where it ends.
That's the stinger. Yeah.